The new Mercedes-Benz CLA, it's a rival, believe it or not, for the Tesla Model 3 in China. Similar price to the Model 3, but there's other cars as well, like the Zeekr 007, the Xiaomi SU7. There's a lot of competition in this sector, and Mercedes-Benz with the CLA, they could have a bit of an issue selling a lot of these cars, even though they are the same price as a Tesla. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? But actually, I think it's accurate. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. The new CLA, it's actually pretty good value. It doesn't really make me excited, but I think Mercedes-Benz is doing something smart. It's doing what BMW and Audi have done in China and apparently are going to do for much of the rest of the world. They're going to use Chinese startup, well, it was a startup in 2017 anyway, Momenta. They're going to use their AI. When I say their AI, I mean their software systems, but mostly their self-driving technology. Kind of like Tesla's autopilot, sort of like Tesla's full self-driving. Interestingly, this does mean Mercedes-Benz has maybe admitted that their own full self-driving technology that the media said last year was much better than Tesla's. Maybe they've given up on that. I don't know. I mean, I personally think that the media just flat out lied to you guys about that technology, and I don't know why they did that. But anyhow, Mercedes now using Momenta for their driving assist systems. YouTube's new algorithm means that you're often not getting all of our videos in your feed. There's 7,500. I'm pretty sure you're probably not seeing a lot of them. In the description, there is a link to our newsletter. Click on that and you can get an update every day of all the latest news in the electric car industry. So the new CLA, it's actually got quite a lot of range. It starts at 36,000 US dollars with 866 kilometers of CLTC range, meaning around 730 kilometers of WLTP range. Starting price, like I said, $36,000. It's only just a slightly more than a Tesla Model 3. Very, very similar price to a Tesla Model 3. And it's called the Ultra Long Range Edition. The cheapest version is the Ultra Long Range Edition. This is the Mercedes-Benz CLA 300L. It's the stretch version, which is actually only 4 centimeters longer than the normal version, meaning this is the normal version, basically. So if you want to get the Ultra Long Range Intelligent Edition with the Momenta self-driving features, it's $41,600. So not much more. It's only $5,500 more expensive for that version. The CLA uses a new 800-volt electrical architecture, and there is rear-wheel drive, which is the base model, and all-wheel drive configurations. It comes with a 2-speed transmission, which I think is completely pointless, but Mercedes-Benz thinks it's a good idea. Consumption, they say on the CLTC cycle, which is wildly optimistic, is 10.9 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and CLTC range 866 kilometers. Now, the global version, officially, it doesn't have that range. It actually has a range of about 735 kilometers, which is really good still. Similar range actually to the Tesla Model 3 long range. This is actually a similar size to a Tesla Model 3. It's 4,763 millimeters long. So very, very similar size to, the Model 3, bit smaller than a Xiaomi SU7. And it also comes with an 89 kilowatt hour NMC battery pack. Now, this does actually mean, though, that it's one of the longest range EVs available in the Chinese market. And to give you some context, it has 14 kilometers more range than the Tesla Model 3 long range. It does have a bigger battery than the Model 3, though. The CLA has fast charging of 350 kilowatt. It can add 370 kilometers of range on a 10-minute charge. Now, 350 kilowatt, it's pretty good, but to be honest, it's well behind its rivals in China. So, for example, XPeng, all their cars now have around about 500 kilowatt charging. Zeekrs, the new Zeekrs, some of the new Zeekrs have 1,140 kilowatt charging. So yeah, it's good, but it's certainly not groundbreaking in terms of charging speed. The cabin is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8295 chip, which is also good, but not groundbreaking. And it features a virtual voice assistant leveraging AI capabilities from Dubao. a subsidiary of ByteDance. Now, interestingly, Mercedes-Benz had to delay production of this car because they had problems with software development issues, and it took them several months to fix those problems. Don't know what those problems were, but let's be real, it's kind of a recurring theme, isn't it, with legacy automakers having software problems, and it's I don't know if it's ever going to end. Now, looking at the interior, you can see it's screen, screen, screen. The front dashboard, 3 massive screens. I personally think it looks terrible. I don't like it at all, the interior. I think it looks like sitting in a video game console. You know those when you go to Time Zone or you go to an amusement park where there's like all the video games and you sit inside them. To me, it looks like that. It looks really, I think it looks really cheap. That's my taste. I know a lot of people love it, and don't get me wrong. This is completely just my perspective, but yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I think it just doesn't look classy, and it definitely doesn't to me look luxurious at all. I much prefer BMW's new interior for their new iX3. I think that's much nicer, and I even prefer simple interiors like the Zeekr 7X. I actually even think the Model Y interior looks better than having those massive screens. Just they look kind of shiny and plasticky, just sort of plastered all along the dashboard. I'm not a fan of Mercedes design direction, either on the exterior or the interior. But you've got to say, it is kind of practical. Even though it doesn't look good, it's definitely practical. I mean, having that large screen for the person to sit there and watch videos, that's pretty cool. You can dim that. That screen is kind of dim for the driver, so the driver doesn't see bright lights from over there on the right side of the car. That media screen in the middle's got a big screen for mapping. I think that actually makes a lot of sense. The screen for the driver, in front of the driver, completely unnecessary. I think a heads-up display makes more sense, and that's what a lot of manufacturers are starting to do now. They're starting to put just small screens in front of the driver because it's better to have a heads-up display for 99% of the time, I think. So the Zeekr 7X that I have ordered has a very big heads-up display, and I'm a big fan of those. I think they really work really, really well. In fact, the last time I had one of those in a car was in a BMW X5 that was made in 2012. So 13 years ago. And I've got to say, it's fantastic, even though it's 13 years old. Now, performance, it's rear-wheel drive for the base model, as most cars in the base model. It gets 268 horsepower. That means it can do 0 to 96 kilometers an hour in 6.6 seconds. 0 to 100, about 6.8 seconds. It's actually pretty slow, to be honest, considering it's got a lot of power. I don't really understand why it's 7 seconds, 0 to 100 with that much power. All-wheel drive, though, is completely different. It's got 350 horsepower, and it'll do 0 to 96 kilometers an hour in 4.8 seconds. Much quicker. Now, Mercedes say it has level 2++, full scenario intelligent driving assistance, which is obviously from Momenta. But level 2++, that's interesting. How many pluses are they going to add before they move on to level 3? Like 47 pluses? I don't know what the limit is, but anyway, plus. So yeah, that's where we're at. Now, those screens on the inside, the one for the driver is 10.25 inches, but it looks way bigger than that to me. The central screen is 14.6 inches, and then the screen for the passenger is 14 inches as well. Now, I think this CLA looks significantly better than other Mercedes-Benz vehicles that look blob-like, but this still does look a bit blob-like. And, there's just better-looking cars from other manufacturers. I don't really understand why companies, these German brands, Mercedes in particular, has made EVs that are just so uninspiring. They don't look like, they're just not desirable. It's probably really practical, but you don't buy Mercedes-Benz for its practicality. You buy it for the emotion that it invokes. For me, this just isn't invoking any emotion at all, to be honest. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Bye-bye. The Sydney EV International Motor Show. If you want to get a 50% discount on your tickets, all you got to do, click the link in the description and use the promotion code that's in the description. Just copy and paste that. Now, I should mention there's only 200 tickets available per day. So if you go to use the promo code and you can't get a ticket, wait till the next day. Don't wait until the day before the show to get your tickets, because otherwise you'll probably miss out on getting the 50% discount.